Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we attempt to decipher the cryptic language of corporate filings to find the real story. Today we're cracking open a report from Forward Air Corp, and let me tell you, it's not exactly a blockbuster, but there's a key executive change that's definitely worth our attention. So what's the big news here? Well, it's all about a new top dog stepping into a very important role. This filing is essentially confirming the details of their new executive chairman of the board, Jerome Lorraine. This isn't their everyday CEO report, it's more of a specific announcement about leadership and compensation. Now, this appointment wasn't exactly out of the blue. They had already announced back in June that Jerome Lorraine was taking on this position. But this filing dated July 11th, 2025 lays out the actual nuts and bolts of his compensation package. Think of it as the official paperwork solidifying his new gig and how he'll be paid for it. This report is filed under a section of the law that deals with significant corporate events, like when a company announces big changes in its leadership. It's the SEC's way of making sure investors are kept in the loop about important stuff happening behind the scenes. Let's dive into what Mr. Lorraine will be making. His starting annual salary is set at a cool $50,000. That's a pretty standard figure for someone at this level, especially for a company of Forward Air's size. But the real money, as is often the case with these executive roles, comes in the form of stock. He's getting a one-time equity award valued at $500,000. This award is split, about 60% of it is in performance share units. What does that mean? It means he'll only get paid this portion if the company hits certain performance targets over a 3-year period. The other 40% is in restricted stock that will vest over 3 years, meaning he'll get a chunk of it each year as long as he's still working there. On top of that, there's a special grant of 25,000 shares of performance-based restricted stock. These shares will fully vest if certain specific goals related to the company's ongoing strategic review are met. This is clearly tied to the company's future direction and Mr. Lorraine's role in shaping it. Interestingly, as the executive chairman, he won't be getting a short-term cash bonus for 2025. This signals that his compensation is heavily weighted towards long-term performance and equity. Looking ahead to 2026 and beyond, Mr. Lorraine will be eligible for future long-term incentive awards. The target value for these will be at least $750,000 annually. Again, this will be a mix of performance shares and time-based restricted stock, making sure he's incentivized to stay with the company and drive its success over the long haul. This whole agreement is laid out in an offer letter, and while this filing summarizes the key parts, the actual document, which is Exhibit 10, contains all the fine print. These offer letters are crucial for understanding how executive compensation is structured and how it aligns with company goals. Now, a quick glance at the company's basic info shows they are incorporated in Delaware and have their principal executive offices in Greenville, Tennessee. Their stock trades on NASDAQ under the ticker FWRD. And finally, the report is signed off by Sean Stewart, the Chief Executive Officer of Forward Air Corporation, dated July 14, 2025. This confirms the company is officially acknowledging these leadership changes and compensation details. Now, let's talk about what this all means for Forward Air. Hiring an executive chairman like Mr. Lorraine, especially with a significant equity stake tied to future performance, usually signals a company is looking to make some big moves or navigate a critical period. With a compensation package that heavily favors long-term incentives and performance-based awards, the board is clearly expecting him to deliver results, particularly concerning their strategic review. This could mean consolidation, new market entries, or shifts in their operating model. The lack of a short-term bonus for 2025 further emphasizes a focus on the longer game. The key risk here, as with any executive transition, is execution. Will Mr. Lorraine's strategic vision align with the company's capabilities and market realities? Will the performance goals set for his equity awards be achievable but challenging enough to drive meaningful change? The success of this appointment hinges on how effectively he can steer the company, especially if they are indeed undergoing a significant strategic review. We'll be keeping a close eye on their future filings to see how these plans unfold and how that impacts their financial performance. Alright, that's our breakdown of Forward Air's latest filing. What's your take on this executive appointment and what it might mean for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out our Discord in the description for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching. See you next time.